While most men have difficulty or outright avoid approaching women out of fear of rejection, Sigma males avoid approaching women for an entirely different set of reasons. They're perceived as the lone wolves who don't seek approval from anyone or anything. They frequently challenge social conventions and they live by their own set of principles. So why don't they approach women anymore? Here are 11 reasons. Number 1. Giving false expectations. Being authentic is very important to Sigma males, and they can see through the false pretense that women put up, which is why they don't approach women who are just trying to get attention in today's society, where we are bombarded with glossy pictures of airbrushed models on glossy magazine covers and other forms of attention seeking. Instead, they prefer more subtle approaches that don't involve pretending or playing games. Sigma males will only approach those women who are authentic and down to earth, because not only is the goal of physical perfection a hoax and impossible to achieve, but it can also be harmful to women's mental and physical health when attempting to achieve it. For this reason, they prefer those women who value their individuality and unique beauty rather than those who are trying to live up to these impossible standards. Women today are more self-assured and powerful than ever before, but they seem to make dating them harder for potential suitors by putting on a tough act that makes it difficult for men to approach them while also being perceived as a challenge by other men. In fact, Sigma males are turned off by this behavior because it's too predictable and unoriginal. Everyone knows how the game works, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out what the other person's trying to do. This type of interaction drains them, and they're not interested in it. It may give you a sense of accomplishment when you eventually win her over, but it's not something that a Sigma male finds fulfilling. Playing hard to get may work in some situations, but it's not necessarily a tactic that the Sigma appreciates. It's like a game of chess that's already been played. Sigmas would rather find something fresh and intriguing to explore. Number 3. Sigma men tend to avoid women who place an excessive amount of emphasis on physical attractiveness because the dating scene has become too shallow in today's world. Dating has become more about appearances and less about personality, and people are judged based on their looks, which is something that Sigmas reject completely. This doesn't mean they don't appreciate beauty, they just don't think it's the most important thing in a relationship. While many people think of Sigma men as being traditional and out of touch, they're actually quite in tune with modern society, but they'll never compromise on their core values, making them stand out from the rest. It's almost as if they possess a sixth sense that allows them to recognize the true gems amongst all the fluff. These men always choose quality over quantity. 4. Nothing is more unsettling to a gentleman than seeing a woman engrossed in her phone. Although technology is a vital aspect of life, individuals need to know how to strike a balance, because nowadays it seems like people can never leave the digital world and engage with what's going on in the real world. Sigmas are able to disconnect from technology and appreciate the present moment, which is why they find it so annoying when women are constantly on their phones. Sigma males find this to be a sign of impatience and lack of focus, which doesn't work very well in their relationships. They also don't like it when people prioritize technology over their own relationships or are so fixated on checking their social media. Number 5. Sigmas still enjoy playing games, but they're too mature to participate in the common man versus woman courting game. They're honest and straightforward about their intentions, which makes it easier for them to find someone who appreciates their true nature. While their directness may come off as intimidating to some people, the Sigma stays loyal and doesn't waste time trying to impress someone who isn't interested in the same things they are. They don't chase after power or engage in mind games. Number 6. No eye contact. Eye contact avoidance is a sign of internal nervousness that immediately turns Sigmas off, since it frequently suggests that the individual is being evasive or concealing something from the other person. Making eye contact during any conversation is crucial, since it demonstrates that you're trustworthy and have nothing to conceal. Sigmas dislike it when others avoid eye contact with them because it shows a lack of honesty and sincerity. Aside from this, if a woman avoids eye contact entirely, it's likely that she doesn't feel confident in her own skin or is too intimidated to stand up for herself, and this isn't at all attractive to Sigmas. A confident woman will never be afraid to look a man in the eye because it demonstrates confidence and respect. I'm not talking about it since every male knows this, but avoiding eye contact could also imply that she isn't interested in you and isn't prepared to make an attempt to engage in conversation. Number 7. Social internet has altered how people date and form relationships. Social media and Hollywood have significantly changed what men demand from a partner, which has had psychologically disastrous effects. Sigma men are aware that many women have unreasonable expectations of what the ideal mate should look like or how they should behave, and they don't want to be held to these standards or feel under pressure to live up to them. Sigmas are also aware of the importance of appearance and how it can influence relationships. They prefer real connections over the superficial connections found online, where people are judged based on how many likes or followers they have. For this reason, Sigmas are not fond of women who prioritize maintaining a strong social media presence over building meaningful relationships. Too many gurus and online influencers have persuaded women that they need to appear and behave in a certain way. Number 8. Sigmas are not in a hurry. Nothing is worse than a desperate man attempting to win a woman's love. It's comparable to a man who's drowning, desperately reaching for a lifeline with little chance of success. Desperation is a sign of immaturity, and Sigma males never display it. They're secure enough in themselves to avoid using such techniques, and they know their own value and worth, so they don't need to seem needy or clingy to demonstrate it. Sigma men are frequently perceived as mysterious and hard to get, which often piques the interest of women. They're better off taking the backseat, taking their time, and waiting until they feel that chemistry before moving forward. Sigmas don't approach relationships with the mindset of needing someone else to fill some kind of void. They know who they are, so they don't go out of their way to seek out someone else's approval. Number 9. Excessive emotion. While Sigmas recognize that emotions are an important aspect of life, they also understand that it's important not to become overly attached or to overreact. They don't like it when people wear their hearts on their sleeves and act overly emotional all the time because it makes them feel uncomfortable, and it also makes it obvious that the person lacks control of their emotions. Sigma men prefer tranquility and maturity in women and avoid drama and pointless confrontation, which is why they tend to avoid extremely emotional women who constantly cause a commotion. That's why they avoid situations that could lead to conflict or turmoil and stay away from women who are constantly ready to argue or engage in heated exchanges. This demonstrates their maturity and the fact that they cherish serenity and tranquility. For Sigmas, emotional instability is a significant red flag because men want a woman who is confident in herself and can remain calm under pressure. Number 10. Lack of awareness of oneself. Sigma men are tired of dealing with women who aren't aware of the impact their words and actions can have on others. This frequently results in misunderstandings and conflicts that could have been avoided if she had been more self-aware. Of course, this isn't exclusive to women, but it's definitely something Sigmas don't like. While this is difficult for some women, it's a quality that Sigmas like in their partners because they don't want to deal with someone who's constantly making excuses and avoiding responsibility. Self-awareness is a prerequisite for having self-esteem and confidence, both of which the Sigmas find appealing. Number 11. Vapid conversations. This is more than simply a dating problem. It's a problem with social interaction. The essence of a person's character, rather than just their outward appearance, is what Sigma men seek to learn about others. They detest superficial and shallow conversations and would much rather engage in meaningful and insightful dialogue. They avoid small talk because it wastes their time and energy. Talking about the weather, the newest gossip, or what you had for dinner isn't going to help them get to know you better. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. See you next time.